Hey YouTube, Kira Twig here, bringing you all my Dark Sage Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile for May 2019. I thought I wanted to do a fun take on the Dark Magician deck, and I thought a no funner version of the deck would be to mix the Time Wizard with the Dark Magician to get one of the Dark Magician's most, strange and difficult modes to get out, and that is the Dark Sage, where to summon this card you have to have a Dark Magician on the field with a successfully used Time Wizard, and then you can summon this card from your hand or deck. So I did my best take with the Dark Magician support we have mixed in with the Time Wizard for this deck profile, so I hope you all enjoyed. So let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So to start off, for the monsters, I run 2 of the Dark Sage. I'm not saying that consistent-wise you'll be able to summon this card twice. I just like having that option available to you in the deck to summon this card out. It cannot be normal summon or set. As I said before, it must first be special summoned from your hand or deck by attributing 1 Dark Magician immediately after applying the effect of Time Wizard, in which you called the coin toss right. And when you special summon this way, add 1 spell card from your deck to your hand. So being able to search out the spell is the definite key play for this card. Just overall being a stronger version of the Dark Magician as well just gives you that option to search out a card that can be very viable for the deck. But like I said, this is a fun deck with that main focus play being just to summon out the Dark Sage successfully, which is always an awesome play to do. So just running 2 of this for that option definitely does come in handy. And then for your other key monsters, I run 3 Dark Magician, just with all the other Dark Magician support we're running in the deck, just to consistently have this card to summon on the field. Most of the time I like to go for a special summon with this card, and then have the Time Wizard out to be my normal summon onto the field, just to have both of them on the field. So very, very useful card as well. And then the second key formula for the Dark Sage deck is the Time Wizard. I remember doing a Time Wizard deck profile a while back, but the key focus just to use the effect of Time Wizard. But now with this card, the main focus of this is to have Dark Magician on the field and then successfully use Time Wizard's Time Roulette to successfully have the coin toss, destroy your opponent's monsters, but then also summon out the Dark Sage. It's a very risky play for sure, relaying the whole play on a coin toss, but I have other cards in the deck just to help, assure your correct coin toss, and then also just go for your main play in the deck, which is the Dark Sage. And then for added backup support for the deck, I also run 3 Magician's Rod. With this one, when it's normal summon, you can add 1 spell or trap from your deck to your hand that specifically lists the card Dark Magician in its text. And during your opponent's turn, if you activate a spell or trap card or effect while this card is in your graveyard, except during the damage step, you contribute 1 spellcaster type monster to add this card to your hand, and you can only use each effect of Magician's Rod once per turn. Now, Time Wizard is a spellcaster, so you have that option available to you with that card on the field also, but Magician's Rod just helps you search out for other very, very helpful cards in the deck, like your Dark Magical Circle, which just helps to extend your plays even more. But like I said, the main key one you need to go for is Time Wizard and Dark Magician on the field. So just being able to speed that up with the Dark Magician support definitely does come in handy. And then I have 2 Apprentice Illusion Magician in the deck. If I had if I want a 3rd copy, I would show you what card I would take out, and most likely the next one. But with this one, you can special summon this card from your hand by discarding 1 card. This card is normal or special summon. You can add 1 Dark Magician from your deck to your hand. And during damage calculation, if your other Dark Spellcaster monster battles an opponent's monster, you can send this card from your hand or face it from your field to the graveyard. That monster you control gains 2,000 attack and defense during damage calc only. Now, not very helpful with the actual Time Wizard itself, for the fact that he is a light attribute monster, but just to help with the Dark Magician support, also giving you some graveyard play for, special summoning back some of your other monsters, definitely does come in handy and definitely needed in the deck. I decided not to add the Dark Magician Girl into the deck. Her cards mostly focus on fusion summoning, which is not the main focus of this deck. Otherwise, I would have found room for her as well in the deck if she did help out just a little more consistently with more special summoning of other spellcasters to the field. If you were to run a 3rd copy of Apprentice Illusion, I would take out the Magician's Robe. It's just in here for an added help for the fact that it's another level 2, so you can have some extra deck options for Exceed plays for your Time Wizard if need be after you use its effect. It's just an additional option to go into, but still like to have it at least at 1 in the deck if you didn't want to go full Apprentice Illusion Magician. But if you want to, you can also mix around some of your other generic spell cards in the deck if you want to keep Magician's Robe and add in a 3rd Apprentice Illusion Magician. And that is it for the monsters. We keep a low monster count, but the spells definitely do help to search out your spellcaster monsters. So for these spells, I run 3 Dark Magical Circle. When it's activated, you look at the top 3 cards of your deck, then reveal 1 Dark Magician or spell or trap that specifically lists the card Dark Magician and its text from among them, and add to your hand, and place the rest on the top of your deck in any order. And if Dark Magician is normal or special summon to your field, except during the damage step, you can target 1 card your opponent controls and banish it, and you can only use each effect of Dark Magical Circle once per turn. The rearrange definitely does help because we need just faster options to get Time Wizard out into our hand to use, but just Dark Magician coming first, very, very important to protect your field as well until you can get the Dark Sage out. And then for more easy special summons, I also run 3 Dark Magic Veil just for an easy 1,000 life points. You can special summon 1 Dark Spellcaster type monster from your hand or graveyard. So just more options, especially since it's very easy to search out your Dark Magician or even some of your other Dark Spellcasters. I wish it just said Spellcaster. It'd be much better for Time Wizard's assistance as well from the graveyard or hand, but sadly it does not. And then I also run 2 Illusion Magic, just more searching with this card by tributing a Spellcaster type monster to add up to 2 copies of Dark Magician from your deck and or graveyard to your hand. You can only activate 1 Illusion Magic per turn, but more search with this card, so it definitely does come in handy. And then for some of the other one-ofs, just for the Dark Magician support, 1,000 Knives, 1 Dark Magic Attack, and 1 Dark Magic Curtain. Just easy special summon, and then you have destruction options for a monster, and the spell or traps, giving you more search options also with Magician's Rod. And then finally getting into some assistance with the Time Wizard. I have the 1 second coin toss. I definitely wanted to play 2. I just sadly only had 1. I'll show you what spell cards I would take out to replace if you wanted to add in a second copy or even a third one, just because the consistency of the Time Wizard's Time Roulette for the Dark Sage is very, very important. So second coin toss, as long as this card remains face up on the field, you can negate the effects of a card requiring a coin toss once per turn and redo the coin toss. That second try will definitely come in handy. If you mess up once, you lose all your monsters, you take heavy damage, and probably have lost the game at that point for the amount of damage you've taken. So second coin toss definitely does help for Time Wizard's consistency. And then just for more draw power with your Dark Spellcasters, 2 Allure of Darkness. Usually I don't want to get rid of Time Wizard in my hand, but just being able to draw through until I get to him at the cost of some of the other Spellcasters definitely does help. If you don't want to run Allure of Darkness, this is probably one of my contenders to come out of the deck for more second coin tosses. One other option if you just want to keep these in otherwise. But for more generic special summon, 1 Monster Reborn and 1 Reasoning. I like Reasoning just for the fact that we have a level 2 Spellcaster Time Wizard versus a level 7 Dark Magician, so making your opponent decide what monster they want to, call, whether 2 or 7. They're taking that risk since we run 3 of each with the deck, unless your opponent knows that all the Dark Magicians are out. But also Monster Reborn, being able to summon back whatever of the 2 monsters you need to the field, also comes in handy. And then I also run 2-Ball Call via the Grave. Now, with this one, you can add a third one in if you wanted to jump the number of second coin toss up to 2. Then you can take out the other allure and put in a third one of this. Or if you wanted to keep the allures, you can take out the Call by the Graves and put in the second coin toss by adjusting these numbers as well. That is completely up to you, number-wise, with what you want in the deck. I just like this option just for the fact that Dark Sage can be special summoned from the deck, and I would hate for the fact that Time Wizard's, roulette to be successful only for the whole play to be messed up by an Ash Blossom. That would really not be fun for me, so I do like to run Call by the Grave in the deck to prevent that. And then for the traps, going between the numbers, I have 2 Magician's Navigation, just easy special summon a Dark Magician from the hand. Then you can special summon a level 7 or lower Dark Spellcaster from your deck. Giving you that extra monster definitely does help for extra deck plays. But once again, it's a Dark Spellcaster, so sadly no Time Wizard there. But I mix and match my ratios of this card along with Eternal Soul, just more protection for your Dark Magician at the risk of it being destroyed when this card leaves the field. But that special summon from the graveyard or hand along with our Dark Magic Veil definitely does come in handy. You always want to have a Dark Magician on the field because the Time Wizard roulette could come into play anytime as soon as you draw the card. And then I also run 1 Dark Renewal. When your opponent normal or special summons a monster, target one of those monsters and 1 spellcaster monster you control. Send both monsters to the graveyard, then special summon 1 Dark spellcaster from your deck or graveyard. So from the deck is why I like to run 1 Dark Renewal, just for easy special summons from the deck for your Dark Magician. So I like to run the 1 of option with this card. And then lastly, I run 2 Solemn Strikes. I was debating on whether or not I wanted to run 2 of this or 1 Warning and 1 Solemn Judgment, but decided to stick with the Solemn Strike because just with cards like Judgment, if you half your life and then get a losing Time Wizard, it could be very life costly for you and your plays. But that is it for the main deck. We'll now move on to the extra deck. For the Magician cards, I run 1 Ebon High Magician and 1 Ebon Illusion Magician. When you can make them, they definitely do come in handy. Otherwise, I just like the option for rank 7s in the deck. That's why I also run the 1 Mega Phantom Beast Draco Sack for token options for more extra deck plays also, or just the destruction with Draco Sack. For the level 2s with Magician's Robe and Time Wizard, 1 Herald of Pure Light and 1 Cursed Javelin, just for recycling options and just more of a power boost for your weaker level 2 monsters. And then for the Link monsters, I have 2 Wee Witch's Apprentice with all the dark monsters we run, just being able to consistently go through them with this card. And also running 1 Akashic Magician, since we only run spellcasters in the deck, but also 1 Lamphornicus, just for more arrow options with our extra deck. Also 1 Space Insulator, 1 Security Dragon, 1 Nightmare Phoenix, 1 Nightmare Cerberus, 1 Decode Talker. This could be a alternate option, Link 3, if you wished, for the deck. I just thought for power-wise, comes in handy. And then lastly, 1 Borolo Dragon. You don't make Link Forge options much with this deck, but I just like to have it as an available card to play if you need a stronger one to go for with the extra deck. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Definitely do give the deck a shot if you're a fan of the Dark Sage. Like I said, we wanted to do a deck profile to, portray this fun version of the Dark Magician for quite some time. So I hope you all enjoyed. Until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And Kira Twig out.